And welcome back to Ozarks Live. We're here with Jordan Browning from Ozarks Food Harvest. How are you?
Doing very well. How are you two doing?
Doing good.
Fine.
Nice sweater. I like it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, he was making fun of me about my, sweaters and jackets, and see how professional that
It's a
was.
good looking.
It is a good look.
looking
Very,
sweater.
very thin.
Keep the look going.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
How are things at the food harvest?
Doing very well. So we recently just gave away $1 million in grants out to our agencies.
Well, usually you come on here and you're hoping to raise money and all of that sort of thing. Now you're going to talk about how you're giving away things.
Yes.
I love this. How does this work?
So what happened was we did a study with the University of Missouri over the past 2 years during COVID, actually. And so because of the results of that study, we saw that certain things like there's more seniors in our service area that are needing help, and so many of our agencies are needing additional capacity, so freezers, refrigerators, to be able to hold that food, to be able to get out to families.
More than just a building, you have to keep the food good.
Some of it's very fresh.
Yeah, exactly. With fresh produce items, because we were noticing that even if we had the food to be able to get out there, some of our agencies just didn't have the capacity to hold on to it to be able to get it out to a family.
Wow. So about $1 million?
$1 million. So when we saw those needs displayed in this study, we realized we had to get funding out there immediately. So we've given $1 million to more than 70 of our agencies to help with capacity. So that's refrigerators, freezers, additional buildings, and even just additional food to help out those families in need right now.
What's the time frame on this? Are these things moving very quickly? Oftentimes that can't happen.
Yes. So we've reached out to all of our agencies. They've worked with local builders and refrigerator units to have all of those quotes done. So the second that cash came in, they could get that ball rolling immediately.
And how many partner agencies are we talking about here?
So we have given it out to more than 70 of our agencies across our service area. So we have a 28 county service area. So this was really important to us as well because we gave those to some agencies in town, like Cross Lines here in Greene County, but we gave those out to those really rural sections of Missouri as well, like out in Shannon or the Marshfield area, things like that.
How is this going to streamline things, make it move more efficiently maybe?
Yeah, it's going to make it great because it's not going to be a barrier anymore of where they only have a certain amount of food that they can hold within their building. So for example, if you only have one refrigerator and one freezer unit, you're not going to be able to hold a lot of that fresh produce that we're trying to get out to those families. And even just one industrial refrigerator unit can end up serving hundreds more families within that county.
And this University of Missouri study, I have a note in front of me, the Food Assistance and Hunger in the Heartland 2021 report.
Yes.
And was that an eye-opener when
It was
you guys
very
saw it?
eye-opening. One of the biggest things that we noticed too that was very interesting was that 70% of the food that our agencies are distributing, they're getting that from Ozarks Food Harvest. So that really solidified to us that we have to be on our game to make sure that we have the food to be able to give to them every single month.
It also shows the food harvest is serving so many different people through so many different agencies at all times.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, we service food pantries, feeding sites, senior centers, after-school feeding sites for kiddos, and now summer feeding sites for kiddos.
Which is huge. I mean, and people are truly hungry, and that hurts to think about people going to bed hungry at night. And you guys do so much to help people, and that's where, when we all do our part to help boost in the Ozarks, this is part of what happens in all of these rural areas. And there is fresh food to be had, I should know, because I volunteered with you guys
You've
before.
seen it in person.
Yes, I have, and it is incredibly fresh, and you're still taking volunteers.
Absolutely, yes. And especially right now, volunteers in our warehouse is always needed, but with our full circle gardens, that's a really great way to get involved right now, where you can help us plant and harvest that fresh produce that's going to go out to our agencies.
Start to finish then.
Exactly.
Very good.
Okay, tell everybody your website if they want to volunteer, give, get involved in any way.
Yes, our website is at ozarksfoodharvest.org, has all the info you need there.
Jordan Browning, thank you so
Thanks,
much for all
Jordan.
you
Thank you for
do.
having
We
me.
appreciate you. Wow, great stuff. All right, up next, we have some live music here in the Ozarks Live studio with Michelle Gillum.
We'll be back with that next.